So my agent sends me the script and says, read the script. It's called Hypnotic. Robert Rodriguez is making this film. If you like it, he'd like to have a Zoom with you. Well, I read the script and I called her right back immediately, and I'm like, set the Zoom up. So I talked to Robert, and it was really interesting to listen to him go in depth about this story. And after 15, 20 minutes on the Zoom, he says to me, well, sounds great, man. I look forward to seeing you in Texas. Well, I'm sitting there thinking, I think he just asked me to come and do this film. So I called my agent back. I said, I think he just said, come and do this film. And I said, so if that's what he said, you can call him back and tell him, yes, I'll be there. So working with Robert is, and I really mean this, and I haven't said this many times in my life, if ever, there are some people that I've worked with, and Ridley Scott being one of them, that I was just so happy to have that experience. But to work with Robert and his vision in everything that he makes, and his style, and his sense of how he shoots things, how he perceives things, the stories that he tells, it's a little bit of a bucket list thing for me. So when this opportunity came up, there was no hesitation whatsoever. I'm going to Austin, Texas. To follow Ben Affleck and his character of Rourke, this is a man who is in a deeply troubled place in his life, and he lost his daughter, and his journey, and his to strive to not only survive, but to survive that emotional journey that he's in right now, and then to begin to understand, as he does, that the world is not what we think it is, or even he thinks it is. And that is talk about the challenge that he already had, and then it just got like tenfold. And I think that audiences will watch that and like he is, and I do believe you never really get in front of this story, which is part of the reason that the script is so amazing, and I believe that the story is so amazing. You don't get in front of it, and all of a sudden something happens and you're like, okay, wait a minute, what's wrong with this picture, or what's right with this picture? I think that's exciting for an audience. It's always exciting for me when I watch things like that. There's an enthusiasm about Robert that I don't think I've ever met anybody that quite has that. I know the first day that I came to Austin, got off the plane, stopped here, did a wardrobe fitting, went to see Robert on stage. They'd already been shooting for a couple of weeks. And Robert said immediately, come here, I gotta show you something. He took me in this little screening room, and he showed me something that he shot, I think the day before, and he had already cut it together. And I had this instant glance at like his style and what he's thinking about. But a filmmaker that has that sort of enthusiasm, if that's not infectious, I don't know what is. And it's been like that every single day that I've been here, and it's just an absolute joy to be around. And not only with Robert, but for everybody that works with him over and over. Everybody reflects that sort of goodwill and feeling and vibe, and it's a special place to be. Alicia is just, she's just great. She's just great. She's so present. Her character requires such emotional depth, and she is an actress that has it just to look at her, and she's there, always. Ben I met shooting Armageddon while we were trying to save the planet. We were kind of on the same team. We were trying to save the planet. It's a little different this go around. But this go around, I'm the asteroid, he's the planet. But Ben's great. Once again, when I read this and knew that Ben was doing it, and I'm 5 pages into it, and I'm thinking, yeah, Ben is the person to play this role. And then to be on set with him and to work with him, he is the person to play this role.